Welcome to another episode of Business Beyond Borders with the Luxembourg Mind. Today we are talking to Joep van Amelsfort. Joep runs CaseWare's Luxembourg and Belgium business, helping businesses with their audit and reporting needs. Over the last 10 or 20 years, as Luxembourg has had its growth spurt in the financial services industry, Joep and CaseWare have been right there supporting them. So why are we here in Kikuoka Golf Club on a beautiful sunny day? It's because that's where Joep does most of his business. Let's go hear from Joep. Just until 2 hours ago, it was rainy and overcast, but now the sun's come out. It's a beautiful day. I know you could have been out there, Joep, playing golf, so I really appreciate the time you're spending with us.
Yeah, I appreciate being invited.
Great. You've been running CaseWare Luxembourg and Belgium for over 25 years now. Could you talk to us a little bit about how you came to run the firm, how the journey has been for you?
Yeah, I will do. I used to be a financial auditor, and then I switched from EY to a smaller firm, and then I didn't have the tools to have a good practice there. So I was looking for tools, and then CaseWare came up, and CaseWare was with another company, but I think no, it doesn't fit there, so I've taken it over as a distributor and started it there. And you know, normally you start small. So I started on the attic. Yeah. In the winter, there was no heating there. So sometimes I put on my skiing clothes to keep warm there. So I started real small. We started in financial audit, and that's great. You know, you can easily make good software for financial audit because that's technically not such a big thing. You have a lot of procedures to do, content to go with it. When it becomes more difficult is with financial statements. There, the accountant is the artist, not only on the sentence way, but also things start evolving on a technical way. You've got standards like XML, XBRL, and cost a lot of effort to gain this into the system. So, started back 25 years ago, grown from financial audit to financial reporting and tax, corporate income tax included with it, and now we're starting also in the future with ESG.
Okay, great. You know, when I think back at these success stories that you hear about these multi-billionaires who have this pictures of their initial startings. Oh, we started from this garage, we started from this little to. You have a story as well. You can be, I started from my attic and now I'm here. No, that's great. You've been supporting Luxembourg's growth in the financial sector space for the last 15 years or so. Surely, over the course of 2 decades, you'd have had some ups and downs. Could you walk us through some of these challenges and how you overcame them?
Yeah, one big thing was the financial crisis in the early 20th century. You know, I just invented in marketing and things, and then results dropped. So that was a big thing. But thereafter, we came along again, we grow, and we're still growing. And what's with software? 25 years, there was no cloud, there was no software as a service, but we were there with good solutions. So now it's also a process of change, going from on-premise to cloud. And the thing is there, if you already have on-premise, you have to maintain that and then also develop cloud solutions. So we develop on 2 platforms there.
That does sound like a transition that you were a part of, and it seems like Luxembourg has made some progress there. Partially thanks to your efforts, so thank you for that. Could you know, I see a lot of the work that you're doing is in this beautiful place, and it makes me jealous. It makes me wonder, what's an average day like in the life of in the life of the head of CaseWare?
Yeah, I'm a real Beneluxer. So you see my orange shirt, I'm Dutch. I live in the Netherlands. Our office is in Antwerp, so I've got an office there and also an apartment there. So I travel normally, don't tell about the day, I'll tell about a week. I travel normally from the Netherlands to Antwerp. We have mainly on Tuesday meetings there with all the staff and things. And then later in the week, I'll travel to Luxembourg, do some visits at clients there, and of course, play this beautiful course.
Great. As you're working with your clients, you know, and you look into the market, things have been changing at a very rapid pace. There are new developments, there are new requirements, whether it's ESG reporting or artificial intelligence coming in there and disrupting the way we do business. How does CaseWare stay up to date with these technological needs and keep attuned with customers or your clients' evolving needs?
hmm Yeah, the thing is, we've started as a distributor, being small, but we're part of the CaseWare family. CaseWare is a global firm with more than 800 people working there. They've got the research and development on the platform basis. What we do, we make the local content based on that platform. So they, of course, invest in AI. So within a few, I think not a few weeks, maybe a few months, there's a new application coming up with generative AI included into that. So yeah, we're all going that way.
Okay, excited to see the changes that are coming through. Can I ask you a little bit about your investment in Luxembourg specifically? So when you decided to pick up Luxembourg as a market, what was the thought process there, and did you have specific expectations, and how have they transpired?
Yeah, so what we do a few things. We do financial audit, and going to Luxembourg, the big four dominate the market there.
Yeah.
We've got a good market share in the ones below that, like RSM and so on, and more, and firms like that. But on the financial audit, the market is limited for us in Luxembourg. Big Four have their own software. So financial reporting, that's a different ballgame. You know, there are so much companies here in Luxembourg, and every company has to make a financial statement and a corporate income tax declaration. So Luxembourg is finance companies, all companies have to make a financial statement, and that's where we're good in. You know, we're good in there into the compliance thing and the efficiency into that part.
Okay.
And you can either outsource it, that's what some firms also doing, outsource it to, for instance, to India or any other country where the wages are lower. But you can also insource it and automate it, and also be in control. You know, we've got clients that have to make hundreds or thousands of financial statements. How do you be in control? So that's our latest development. We put monitors on top of all the engagements that the manager can see directly what the status is of all the engagements, and even if they're done abroad, overseas.
Okay, that sounds great. It sounds like it seems like your clients have a lot of options, and they have the option of, like you said, keeping things in-house, having control over things while fostering growth. Can I ask you a little bit about Luxembourg as a location for entrepreneurs? Like, you've had a very entrepreneurial path here, and a lot of fellow entrepreneurs might look to you for inspiration. How does Luxembourg fare as a location?
Yeah, I really love it. It's a small country. It has almost the same flag as the Netherlands, slightly different color. And you know, I'm a real Beneluxer, so I can only tell about the three countries. Netherlands, if you do sales there, you go to a company, they say, okay, yes or no. If you go to Belgium, you have to take more time. It's other culture. Yeah, you have to go for a dinner or lunching, and it takes time. But with some products, you don't have the time, you don't have the margin. And here in Luxembourg, when I first came to Luxembourg, only after 10 years that I came to Luxembourg, I've met a person with an original Luxembourg passport. It's only expats here, highly educated, very intelligent, and they know straight away also, okay, the solution of you, it's something for us or not. I like the clearance there.
Okay, well, that sounds like a good environment to work in.
Yeah, for sure.
What's next for CaseWare? Where do you go from here?
Yeah, next thing is ESG.
Okay.
I've mentioned a little bit about it. You know, we're part of a global network. CaseWare Germany is developing an application for ESG because that's a hot topic. There's a new legislation coming up from Europe that also will affect SMEs in time. So that's where you have, normally you had non-financial reporting, a directive for that. Now you've got a directive about the really ESG part in there. And you know, there's so many subjects there. You can't report everything. So there's a thing called materiality. You have to come above a certain level and then report about it. But also you have to do things together with, for instance, subcontractors, other stakeholders. So there's a portal built in where you can communicate with those parties, say what is material, and at the end, Normally you report in a kind of Word document or so. Now there's a technical format coming up, XBRL.
Yes.
So that's something that will be integrated into this application.
Okay, fantastic. I know for the ESG industry, data and transparency there has been a growth area, so I'm glad that you're getting into it. It'll probably help the industry.
Yes, for sure.
Can you tell us a little bit about golf? How did you get into golf? And more importantly, I'm really curious to know, people talk about how golf really helps you with business. Is it true, and how has it helped you with your business?
Yeah, when you're an entrepreneur, things as networking will come along. And golf is really great. See this atmosphere here. When you walk around with 1 or 2 or 3 other persons in a flight, you chat with each other, you're all very relaxed, you get to know each other. Normally you drink a little beer afterwards or something else, and you get connected, really connected to that sense. And when I do business, I do not only do business with a company, but I do business with the person that's connecting me with the company, at the other part. So you have to get or I like to have some kind of connection.
Okay, so it helps you build strong relationships that you can leverage to build your business.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Well, this now brings us to our fun segment, the rapid fire round. I'm going to ask you about, you've had a lengthy career already, but I'm going to ask you about turning back the clock a little bit. If you could restart at university today and had to pick a topic to specialize in, what would you pick?
I think I would do the same. I've studied business economics and then have worked a few years at an auditing firm.
Okay.
Good thing there is that you go 2 weeks to this firm, 3 weeks to that firm, so you see a lot of firms, you do a lot of experience in that case, and that's what really helps. And then, grow from there. If you have some entrepreneurship in you, you grow to that.
Okay, good to know. If you had to go from Luxembourg to Amsterdam, and you had to pick between the 4-hour drive there or taking a 45-minute flight, what would you pick?
I pick my electronic car.
Your electronic car?
Put the golf in the back, and then if I have to stop or I stop here, I've got my own set of clubs with me.
Great.
And that's more difficult in carrying them at the airport.
Okay, I like the ESG part of it, and I also like the fact that your golf clubs are the priority.
Yes.
Good stuff. I know that you spend a lot of time, networking and working on the golf course. So I have to ask you this: do you prefer remote work or do you prefer office collaboration?
Office collaboration.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. On a sunny day such as this, would you prefer to be on the golf course swinging away, or would you prefer to be on a patio having a glass of beer?
I really have to think there. I'm not allowed to say both, but they go hand in hand. And if I really have to choose, I'll choose them for the golf.
Okay, great. You have a target that you want to double your business in 2 years, and you need to pick a market to double down on. Would you pick Belgium or would you pick Luxembourg?
We do both, so we pick both. Well, we already do those 2 segments, but what's coming on top of that is ESG. And I think that will really boom, because the large companies have to do that. We can help them with it. We're really good software with it. And that can also be done for both Belgium and Luxembourg. Okay.
So for growth, you look to both markets, but you're going to focus on ESG as a strategy?
On top of what we already do. Okay. So, yeah,
great. We're going to end with our advice segment. Looking at your entrepreneurial path, I would like to pick your brain, ask you about what advice you'd give to other people with entrepreneurial mindsets looking to start their own business, who's looking to start following your path.
They have to follow what their intrinsic, how do you say it in English?
Motivation.
Yeah. I'm a really autodidact. I think I myself, I'm not so studying, so I do not need a lot of advice from others. When I have an idea, I'll just go for it. Okay.
So, I guess a lot of people get stuck up in the path forward, planning. So you're saying just take the first step, go for it, move forward.
Yeah, and especially in software, we always talk about MVP, minimum viable product. So you make something that makes it going, and then grow from there.
Okay, great. That's good advice. Joep, this has been a pleasure. Let's go shoot some golf.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joep.